Hi, welcome to Hanson's Kitchen. On today's episode, we're going to be making toast. Now this recipe has been in my family for thousands of generations, so I'm really excited to be sharing it with you today. The first step is to gather all your ingredients. For the ingredients, you'll need bread. For the next step, you want to get out your black box machine. Now this machine has a particular function that you need to figure out. To determine the function of something, you want to say what the function does, but it's important not to imply any specific technological principles. I like to phrase my functions as a verb and a noun. So for example, in this instance, the function is to toast bread. Now we're going to put our inputs into the function, beginning with energy, which we show with a solid line. You want to carefully measure out 1200 watts of electrical energy and put that into the box. Next is our material inputs, which we show with a thick line. You want to put all of your ingredients in, including your bread. Finally, we need to input information or signals, which is a dashed line. So you'll want to tell the system your desired temperature, and I like my toast nice and warm, so I'll put it all the way up to 450 degrees. And then we want to set the time by twisting this spring-loaded knob. And actually, when we turn the knob, we'll have to add my hand as a material input and energy from my hand as an energy input. Now, as the machine does its function, we can observe the outputs. We have energy output in the form of heat. You can feel it getting warm here. And there's also light energy. You can see the heating element glowing as it powers up. And if you listen closely, you can hear the sound energy from the ticking of the timer. As for the material output, obviously we're going to get a delicious piece of toast. And since I removed my hand from the system after turning the knob, that's also an output. Now you have to ensure that all of your mass and energy are conserved as they go through your function. So all of your energy inputs turn into all of your energy outputs, and all of your mass inputs turn into all of your mass outputs. And finally, the information output. We have the light that shows the machine is on, and this dial shows the amount of time remaining. And we can't forget that wonderful smell of a perfectly crisping toast. Now, if that was a little too complicated, you can actually break this function down into smaller sub-functions by a process called functional decomposition. So there's actually several parts of toasting bread that we can isolate. Input instructions, heat bread, and contain contents. And we can draw all of the inputs and outputs of these sub-functions as well. Now, you may be able to identify some other sub-functions, and that's cool. There's no one single correct way to decompose a problem. Oh, and that sound means that our toast is done cooking and it's time to take it out. And there you have it, a perfect piece of toast. That's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to Hanson's Kitchen. I'm Hanson, and this is my kitchen.